It is a joy to be with you again. Today I thought we'd have a conversation about what you think enlightenment is. There can be many perspectives of what you think enlightenment is, mostly coming from the mind. You can say enlightenment could never and will never be what you think it is, because that's mental. There's a lot of BS, a lot of bullshit that people think an enlightened person is, or a realized person. They think they're superhuman. They're a better human. It's not true at all. First off, usually a realized master is usually horrible at being human. They just kind of gave it up trying to be one. I had many fantasies, ideas of what enlightenment was before I got it. I can tell you it was not what I expected. In other ways, it wasn't what my human really wanted or what it thought it wanted. Because a lot of times what the human thinks it wants isn't really what it wants. It wants something else. But it puts everything in such a limited category, into such a box, that that's what it chooses. It wants to be smarter, better looking. It wants to be more appreciated. You know, most masters are never even known. They're almost invisible to the rest of the world because they don't go around using power, trying to change people's minds. Because at some point they realize all is well. There's nothing that needs to be done. They follow their joy. They do what they want to do. Sometimes they just sit and they be. That's what they want. That's their joy. We're coming to more of a modern age now, this new age. Well, don't really want to call it the new age. The new age, what people call the new age, has ended. It ended years ago. They just haven't realized it yet. We're coming into that next stage now. Some of y'all call it the age of Aquarius, like it's something magical. Really, it's the age of consciousness. Earth is coming into the age of consciousness, the return of consciousness. It's not going to happen all at once. It's gradual. It happens little by little over time. Some of you who are waiting for that massive awakening of the entire planet, you're going to be waiting a very long time for it. It could be thousands of years. It doesn't matter. We're beings that are eternal. Time really isn't pressing on us. It's not something we have to choose right this second. We have all eternity. So what does it matter if it takes 50 years or 1,000 years? It's very little of a difference to our consciousness, to our awareness. It doesn't see the difference. I wanted to bring up, because you could say, I'm still coming into balance in a way of being a master. It's one reason I think these videos are very important to show. You can say that's one of the conversations I wanted to have with these videos. Because people think a lot of stupid things, a lot of silly things. They put masters up on pedestals. Why? They're no greater than you. We are all equal. You think I could do something you can't do? Bullshit. It's one thing with realization, you see the potential of everyone. You see that beautiful potential. You're just waiting to be noticed, waiting to come to their awareness. I was talking earlier about I'm still coming into balance. Today, I thought I'd do this video today because today I felt more in balance. You may watch some of these videos, notice all the giggling and the laughter. That comes in sometimes very strongly. It's not powerful, very potent. And you can say it's kind of as it comes in, it's clearing out energies, old belief systems of that old sourpuss, grumpy person, of how they saw the world. And it comes and flows in and out. Sometimes it can be there in the morning, and it's gone in the afternoon. Some days, I'll have an energy of really heaviness come over me, almost like a depression. And that can last for a few hours. And you're really going to get used to that. That's going to show up a lot. There's this press. It's not bad. You just feel heavy. You can feel heaviness. It can be in your heart. It can be in your gut. You can feel it in different places, different times. But again, it's just a wave in and out. After a while, you stop letting those tell you how you feel. You can say, well, yes, when I had the giggly, it's pretty obvious. I can't really fake it well. It's like one of those things you can't force. I mean, it's uncomfortable in a way because I'm not used to laughing like that. But you can say it's always there, too. I can feel it right now. It's there. There's a giggliness just in there. Now, it's not as potent as it is sometimes. Maybe when it comes in balance, it'll be different. Or maybe it'll be just like that, where I can smile at things. And I don't have to go into a 3-minute laugh. Which you have to say is fun, because I believe I said in another video, laughter is a releasing. So is crying. Yesterday, there was a sadness. But along with the sadness was a beautiful gratefulness. That's why I talked about what I talked about yesterday in that video. Because that's what was coming in through me. You could say it was memories at a time. It was stuff being integrated. I felt it before, but that one was different because the first time I felt it, there was a lot of rage and anger in it. That'll happen too. And it kind of changes. It expands. You're going to go through a lot of changes. You're going to go through a lot of imbalance. That wobbliness that is new. Just be okay with it. I talk a lot about acceptance, compassion, and gratitude. You cannot force any of those things. You cannot make yourself grateful. You cannot make yourself accept. You cannot make yourself compassionate. If you're forcing those, you're bringing power, you're bringing corruption and force. It's being the opposite of who you are. I know there's going to be times you just want to because You want the release. You want that change right now. You just have to accept. Nah, be okay with it. I had to go back to the mind of this for a second. Because being okay with it, that is an openness. It's being neutral in a way. And when you go into that neutral state, that open state, that's you just as some people say, it's more in alignment with your true nature. It's it's like allowing. You're allowing. You're just okay with it. It's the openness. It's a neutralness. I talked a little bit the last few of the video for. Don't really recall. At some point, I talked about polarities. How everything is two. Everything is kind of an opposite. I wanted to bring up a fact that, or just something to feel into. The true nature of everything is neutral. So, in a way, polarities is an illusion. Everything is neutral, and there are polarities. I'll let you feel into that for a while. Because sometimes you think I don't have doubts still. I still have doubts. Not as many as I used to. They're not overpowering like they used to be. They get quieter and quieter and quieter as you go along. Sending the mind quiets down as you go along. You become more open as you go along. You have more of that Gnost, more of that wisdom come in. It all happens gradually to allow you time to adjust to it, to allow the experience. You can say, I talked previously about, in the last video, about the creation of Earth. We created this safe place so we could have these experiences. But one thing we did in that creation is we made time the way it is. Because you should say in other realms, when you create, it's instantaneous. It just happens. It's just there. You want a pin. I don't know why you'd want a pin in the other realms, but if you did, it would just show up. You probably wouldn't have hands in the other realms either, but you could. There's many different realms, many different ways of experiencing. But if you did, you could have a pin. It'd be instant. But we created time in a way here. So energy has to move slower. It has to slow down. It can't just come in instantaneously. That way we could be aware of how it actually works. If I told you I needed a pin, you couldn't just manifest it on this planet. You need to manufacture all the pieces of it, the plastics, the metal, the ink. And then it'd need to be shipped over to me. Then I would open the box. Then I manifested the pin. It's a very different experience. But that's what this Earth what's the word I'm looking for here? It's a pause before the manifestation. So you can witness how energy comes in, how it comes in to serve you. It gives you time to doubt. Doubt can be beautiful. Why we have it? Do I really want this pen? I can have the thought, I want a pen. But then I have to go, get on the computer, go on to Amazon or somewhere, Etsy, whatever shop you like to go to, and look for pins. And I can look at what kind of pin do I want. Do I want a red pen, a blue pen, a black pen? Do I want one that has waterproof ink? Oh, maybe I really want a Sharpie. Maybe that's really what I wanted. You have all these things. These are actually all doubts. Originally, you said, I want a pen. I need a pen. Maybe you weren't very particular about it. Everything is broken down here in this reality. So you can see it. You can see the cause and the effect of everything. So you can be aware of it. You can say the same thing with anger. Someone pisses you off. The other realms, that could instantaneously, you're angry, I want to hit this person, or whatever it would be in the other realm. It already happened. As soon as you thought it happened. But here you have time. You can feel the anger come up. You can feel all the energies come up about it. You can see that person. You can actually stop and think about. That's where the mind comes into. So you can be aware. You can, what's happening here? The process that is going on. That's what the mind was designed for. But it comes to a point where you don't need the mind anymore. You have the wisdom that you created. And wisdom's, trust me, it's way better. It is. But you get time. There's that dilation of time that slows everything down so you can witness it happen. That is kind of the beauty that we got with it, with all this. In oneness, there was no time at all. Everything was just now. All simultaneous. Here, we got everything is separated into seconds, minutes, hours, and days, and years. So we can look at the past as well and see what former actions we did created. That's those who don't know the past repeat the past. Is kind of is the human motto. So it's a gift. I know at times it's going to feel too slow for you, the realization. But that's why it's there. That's why there's the dilation. So you can witness it. Be aware. So you can see it. Now, everything you're seeing, you're mentally taking in, isn't really the important part. There's the wisdom that comes from it. That's stripped down. Wisdom is stripped down experience. It takes all the dates, names, times. It takes all the useless facts out of the experience and throws them away. Tosses it away because it's useless, it's pointless. It means nothing in the grand scale of things. And you're left with just the distilled wisdom of that experience. That's what you're creating now. And you do get to a point where you start to realize it. That's what you're doing. Can you say, my realization was a very beautiful experience, but there's multiple realizations you're going to have. And my realization that energy serves me was way more mind-blowing. It really was. The realization I had about how energy serves me. Because before, I was told similar things. Energy, it comes to you. Energy serves you. It's blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, energy comes to me, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I got it. Whatever. I got it. I understand it. Then one day, I realized it. I had the realization energy served me, and I was like, oh, holy shit. Energy serves me. Your teacher's going to be like, yeah, I told you, energy serves you. You're like, no, you told me energy serves you. No, but energy serves me, man. Like I said, the realization is greater than any words I can tell you. Because at the end of the day, these are just words. That's all they are. It's information. It's nothing you don't already know. You are all knowing. You might not remember it at the moment, but you know it all. You do. So I know at times The energies are going to be all over the place. There's going to be days filled with anxiety. Days you just don't want to get out of bed. There's going to be days you feel blissful. You're going to have a realization about something. You're going to be, oh, wow, I figured it out. I have to, oh, wow. Then the next day, you're going to be like, oh, I realized it, but now my life is still crap. It's going to happen. Just be okay with it. Be okay with it. That's the simple thing. Don't fight it. You don't have to go into the drama of it. You can be aware of it and not take part of it. My teacher had a saying. He said, a master stands behind the short wall. He sees all, but it does not get involved. It does not get involved in drama. It doesn't take sides. It's just there. It observes, and it's just bees. It's in a sense of beingness. So when all those energies come in, those days you feel happy, those days you feel sad, anxiety ridden, days you just don't want to get out of bed, you just feel so wore out and tired, and you can't explain why. Just take a deep breath and stand behind that short wall and just be okay. Be in that neutral state. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just what's happening right now. It's temporary. And I know in this reality that temporary can feel sometimes like an eternity. It's when you distract yourself a little bit. Distraction is a beautiful thing. Take the mind from one focus to another. Read a book, watch a movie, go outside and walk in nature. Take a nice warm bath. Epsom salt baths, very helpful. Because yes, you're going into new. You are at the forefront of consciousness. You are pioneers of consciousness. Just like the pioneers of the past who went into the wilderness, made the pathways for the rest of civilization to come. It's going to be scary. At times it's going to seem difficult. It's not. It just has that appearance. But all those paths that you find on the way lead to the same destination. Oh. I'm touched by y'all's hearts. I am truly in gratitude. If you could see the beauty of you as I see you, you wouldn't question yourself anymore. You wouldn't doubt yourself. Oh, I thank you for that gift. I love communication. I love the giving and the receiving. So just remember, whatever you think mastery is, whatever you think being a master is, being realized, it will never be what you think it is. It can't be that. You won't become a better human. You become something else. You're an evolved human. You still have the human, but now you have the I am. And I exist. And there is no more advanced being in all of creation than a human being that is realized. It is the evolution of consciousness. Humanity is at the forefront of consciousness. I know a lot of people think we're the backwater planet of low conscious beings. It's farthest from the truth. Maybe you should stop listening to aliens. They have their own agenda, people. Those beings, they're just multidimensional beings. They're just like you, but they're not incarnated. They're scared to, most of them. They had to go through what you went through. There's no braver being, no greater being than the human being. You warm my heart, and I thank you so much. I wish you all another lovely day.